What's up, rockers from all across the world? I guess this is my last dying wish. With Dying Wish from PDX, Portland, heavy metal, death metal, metalcore, every kind of metal thrown in there. With Emma, Jeff, Sam, Pedro, and Andrew. What's up, guys?
Thanks for having us.
Great. I'm glad I caught you guys. It's like I missed your show that you did. You did a quick pop-up $10 show over out in the valley. I'm like, fuck, it's a Wednesday. It's like an hour and a half drive in the valley. California traffic. Fuck. Cali traffic is rough. I don't know if you guys felt it yet.
Oh yeah.
You guys like fuck this shit. I'm going back to Portland. So you guys are about the halfway mark on this tour with Code Orange. How's fun?
Very fun.
Very crazy.
Very fun.
And also, you guys can talk loud too.
Yeah. A few weeks in, but we're on tour for like 2 months straight, so it's like it feels like we're still kind of getting the wheels rolling a little bit, but these shows have all been awesome, and I know for like pretty much all of us personally, this show tonight here at Pomona at Glass House is like probably the most anticipated that we're going to do on this tour with Code Orange, so we're really excited.
It's like a bucket list venue for all of us.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Wait, have you guys done Chain Reaction yet, too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck yes. Oh, God bless.
Yeah.
That's like every hardcore band stomping.
That was
That
was like the first bucket list.
Yeah.
Yep.
Venue.
Right. Yeah. Have you guys done Whiskey yet?
Not whiskey.
No. Right. I did Whiskey.
Gilman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick.
Well, you still got Soma, unless you guys have done Soma.
We've done Soma, but the smaller rooms.
Yeah, the slide stage. Yeah.
Yeah, with counterparts in 2019.
Oh, nice. Heck yeah. If anyone doesn't know that side stage area, it's kind of like an old 70s porno thing, Like, it's dirty, all dilapidated on the walls, but it's great.
Slanted floors.
Literally, it's sticky, like, oh, shit.
The floor of the venue is literally angled like that. So
yeah, so it's even better to jump off.
Yeah. True.
Well, any crazy tour stories happen? Has like Sam been kidnapped by Man Pig or something?
Not this
No,
tour.
it's not.
Oh, you've been kidnapped before.
Nothing crazy has happened yet. I'm sure something will.
No pranks.
No.
Not a whole lot of antics.
I put Emma's shoes in the refrigerator once. She didn't really like that.
Yeah.
I
Actually,
would have left them there if they didn't tell me.
Oh my god.
the only prank is that we didn't play Canada with Jeff. We had to get another drum.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Jeff doesn't have a passport.
Yeah.
I forgot to renew my passport.
Damn.
He's got priors.
Told us 2 weeks before we left.
Yeah.
They literally left him at the border.
They told him that I died.
Yeah.
I showed them, sorry, Jeff died. Can't play tonight.
Everyone took it really well. It was weird.
Yeah, they cheered.
Yeah. I was like, all right, damn.
That's hilarious.
Pops up on YouTube tomorrow.
Yeah.
Jeff, the dying wish just died.
R.I.P. Jeff.
You can beat a revolver.
Well, also congrats on your guys' technically debut album that dropped back in October. Fragments of a Bitter Memory.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A fucking 10 out of 10 banger. Like, it came out near the end of the year, but I'm like, whoa!
Yeah.
Where did this come from? It's a masterpiece. It really is. A refreshing metal masterpiece.
Thank you.
That's sick.
Thank you. Sam is.
Hey, man. Right
He
there.
brains
wrote
of
it.
it all.
So, yeah.
I'm in the business of making hits. That's what I do.
Whether it be physical or musically.
Yeah. Exactly.
He's also low-key the bouncer, just letting you guys know.
Yeah.
He is certified.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we used to work at a venue back home together.
Yeah.
So that's how the band started then.
Well, we were in Dying Wish together, and then I worked there and recruited him, so.
Yeah. So, like, was he the first bouncer for the band, then became in the band?
No, I was in the band already. Just became a bouncer.
Yeah. Well, for the I love the music videos that you guys release for it. And Fragments, firstly, that's a deep cut, pun intended, because if you've seen it, there's some stabbing going on in there.
We get stabby.
Let's talk about it. Is there any significance did you guys choose that direction in the music video? video? Like how it's gonna be like it was almost like
Yeah.
storytelling.
That's a Emma question.
That
right there.
song means a lot to me personally, and so I kind of, I tell a story that's very personal in that song, and so I wanted to have a video that also could really, pair with the song and tell the story the way that I had envisioned. And Eric Easterday, who helped us with the video, helped direct it, as well as our friend Dan White. And with all of us together with that crew, it just ended up, telling the story we wanted to tell. I didn't ever kill anybody though, like she does in the music videos. So
Allegedly.
if I could.
Allegedly. Then he goes, coward feeds, coward bleed.
Yeah.
And that was a nice messy music video.
Yes.
That
That was
Yes.
fun.
It's also very cold.
Yes.
Well, how long did it take to make that music video? Because people don't realize how long you
That was honestly that was the easiest
quickest
one.
Mhm.
That was like straight
It was
to the
the
point.
quickest to film, but
We almost got that one shut down.
Yeah.
Yes.
but also Dan and Eric they were working like for 2 days prior to recording that, like building the rain machine itself.
Mhm.
So that one did take like a lot of prep, but filming it
It was pretty fast, yeah.
And mixing the blood and getting the correct mixture out of all of the different things that we
How many
use.
takes were for the blood? Because I was with the Code Orange for their music video, and we had to do multiple takes.
It was
Really?
one.
Wow.
We had one shot. It was
Yeah,
one
yeah,
shot.
yeah.
Yeah,
do
it was
it.
like once we all had blood on us, like
There's no going back.
yeah,
But once the blood starts falling, it's like pressure's on because that's the take.
yeah,
so.
you gotta get it right.
You have to look cool, or else no one cares.
Oh, he also broke his guitar.
45 minutes, but
Funny
But-
point.
That's a good story.
Okay,
That's-
all right, so here's what happened. So Sam is really good at doing the guitar throw thing, and I was like, this is a video for it. I want to do one, and then I was practicing like an hour before we were
Dude,
starting.
he was
filming.
nailing them for a while.
I was nailing them, and I was like, all right, last one, and then it just
The strap came off.
Broke off.
yep,
Broke the
broke off, broke
the entire screw like came out of the guitar.
yeah, broke the
sort of like
the headstock.
headstock.
And luckily, we me and Sam lived like 10 minutes away, so he let me use one of his spare guitars, which I feel
That was
bad
like
about.
almost white.
Almost white.
It's almost white.
Yeah. So sorry, Ivan.
It kind of reminds me of another band that I'm friends with. He was practicing the same thing, and he was recording it backstage on IG Live, warming up, and he broke it on IG
Oh,
Live.
sorry.
I wish we got a video of it, honestly.
Yeah, that was cool.
Well, then you guys had an A Thirst, as technically it was a single. Yeah, correct. Yeah, that was a single released in 2019. And did you guys reproduce that as well to go on and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I noticed a different sound when you're listening to it. The music video is still sick as well, but it's like you don't notice the difference from the map on this new album.
Yeah, the single and the record versions are different. We recorded Enemies in Red and An Eight Thirsts like at home, and then we had our friend Tate mix them. And then we recorded the record with Randy, and we wanted the record to be cohesive.
Yeah.
So we re-recorded the singles as well.
Which makes sense. You don't want to go like, oh shit, what was that?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, then going back to the OG of Dying Wish back in like 2018, you have Dying Wish and Serration. You kind of have stuff still on Bandcamp, Spotify.
Shout out.
Is that like two bands just merging together? What is that?
Serrations are best friends from Canada.
Yeah.
They're the boys.
We
So
would
you
play
guys did like a
their,
compilation
Yeah,
album.
we would play
yeah,
their,
split,
yeah, we would
yeah.
play the singer of the Restoration like helps on putting on the fest in like Calgary area, and we played it like a bunch of times. And I mean, we just were like talking like we should do like a split like release. And
That's cool.
We just made it happen.
Yeah. And hardcore bands do that all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they're just like, hey, you got 2 songs? We got 2 songs? Let's put it out.
Just helps promote each band.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing it back in the day because you would see it on tapes too.
Yeah.
Right.
But you just don't hear about it much anymore. So that's a really
Yeah,
cool.
lately not so much.
Yeah, because everyone just wants to put out their own EP. No one ever wants to split promote each other.
Yeah.
We do.
We like it. We love
Yeah,
it.
those are like our best friends. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. We also did a tour with them after
Yeah.
we did like a West Coast tour with them, starting in Vancouver all the way down through Arizona and Salt Lake and everything, and that was really fun.
Yeah.
We were still playing like DIY, like, you know, we booked it ourselves and
Yeah.
40 people, but it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of DIY, you guys are, for the longest time, were DIY going to Portland, grinding it out, and now you're with Sharp Tube Records. Congratulations as well. Do you think it's a necessity for bands to have to be DIY? Do you think they should do that first before trying to get a record label?
I think it creates character.
Yeah.
A lot of it builds experience. Like,
Yeah.
It kind of just makes you like, if you have a good resume of all the things you've done, like, you know, tours, you know, releases, all that stuff, be even before you get to some guy in a tie being like, hey, I want to put your music out, like, it just makes you look better.
Yeah.
You know?
Even when we were like quote unquote DIY, we like were gonna tour with Wrist Meet Razor, and we were gonna drive from Portland to Florida. And 6 hours in, we fucking break down.
Mhm.
And
We did the
we
whole tour in a Grand Caravan.
we couldn't fall on our manager. We couldn't fall on like a TM or like anybody else to like help us out with like figure it out.
Yeah.
We were stranded in Idaho for like 20 hours.
We
Still
booked
made the
our
show.
own tours, you know, we, you know, put out our own music, doing all that stuff. It definitely, like, it gives you more pride over your craft and your music that way, I
Makes you
think, when you
appreciate
start
things
there. Yeah, 100%.
I'm noticing now, it's like, it's kind of weird in the world place because, you know, I'm a musician as well, and I always appreciate the grind. You gotta learn to live it out, huff it out, take the tour, sleep on a mattress, eat some pizzas a bunch of times, and
Yeah.
Wait, Costco hot dogs.
Yeah.
it's still there. But I'm noticing more bands are now putting GoFundMe's on. What's your guys' opinions on that?
Our manager would say that there's a lot of ways to avoid situations like that, so we just do air tags and have people sleep in the van and every night and stuff like that to try to avoid those situations as much as possible. But I mean, obviously, if you need it, people in the community are really willing to help out, and so it is always going to be an option.
Well, are you talking about people doing GoFundMe's like to record? Or
No,
like, people, like, getting their
for
shit
the tour.
stolen?
For their tour, not for stolen. I respect that.
Oh,
yeah.
like an
Oh,
upstart?
Like, hey,
Yeah.
We want to go on tour. Like, help us.
Yeah.
I've never seen that happen.
Yeah, it's
That's
happening.
kinda
That's what I'm
weird.
talking about.
Yeah.
If you're still on, it's happening way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much. You guys fucking suck.
Yeah, I've never
too much.
I've never seen that happen.
I've seen the
yeah.
GoFundMe's for that. And
I was
like,
gonna say
and,
something
we're
kind of
going to the
mean, but
studio,
then
we're
we'll
going on
start
tour.
talking.
That's news to me personally. I didn't know
Yeah, I
people
haven't
did
seen
that.
Yeah,
No,
it's
that's
a new
whack.
trend.
It's like
That doesn't sound.
sell T-shirts, do something.
Yeah.
you can figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
We
that's
like,
not a crowdfunding situation.
we lost, so we like lose money constantly. We're not gonna make money at all. And like, you gotta like.
I think that's a resounding whack.
Yeah.
To say the
get-
least.
I get people want to be comfortable on tour, but like you aren't necessarily going to. You're not going to.
No.
Like we're still not always comfortable, you know.
You're gonna take baby wipe.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
even if
Dude
you're like
wipes.
Shout out Dude Wipes.
it's not sponsored, but
Not
it could
sponsored.
be.
Dude Wipes, yo.
Right here, Dying Wish code 20% off.
I will wear the shirt.
They're gonna change it. They're gonna say female wipes.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Love it.
But yeah, it's a real thing, and it kind of. I respect bands, but it's like at the same time, like, yo, sell your merch, pre-sell, get some new stuff on that. You can do drop shipping now with your merch, pre-sell it online to help you support it, even whatnot.
Yeah.
That's part of the grind of being a band.
Yeah.
There's no glamour to it. It's a grind.
Yeah, it could also just like, if you do start comfortable from the beginning, like, you're not gonna appreciate all of the, you know,
Maybe
not comfortable.
super entitled.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, you know, where's my sound check? Like, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
9 times out of 10, you don't get a sound check.
Yeah.
We don't get a sound check tonight.
Yeah, we don't get sound check today. We're fine.
Oh, you guys know how to do it.
We're gonna kill it regardless.
Justin, oh fuck, hold
Just
on.
vibes.
Just vibes.
Well, it's like, this is another good question, as like, it's appreciated talking to bands that have grown up and dug it out, did all the things. Do you think there's almost there's a rise in bands, but do you think there's a decline in rock music in the sense that people want to get, now they have a persona, they want to get rich really quick, and they don't realize it's a grind? Do you think there's a lot of bands rising and falling because of that? Because of the Instagram fake mentality of them posting things?
I think that people see industry plants doing what an industry plant does and expect that when that's not the case for reality at all. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a little bit watered down, I guess. Like, you see, like, Machine Gun Kelly and, like, people, like, just kind of becoming, like, rock stars when, like, they never were. And so it's, like, becoming, like, this thing that's, like, oh, like, that's just, like, cool now. Rather than, like, you know, this is just, like, what we've always done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's understandable. It's a weird time, but rock's not dead. It's never fucking dead. Oh, I guess that's a good question as well. Do you guys know Finn McKenty? Punk rock MBA guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm calling it out. I don't like him. I don't like the guy because he's just done multiple videos of saying how metal is dead, rock is dead, just over and over and over. And then he finally did a video like metalcore and metal's back and showed like Knock Loose. I'm like, bro, these guys have been around for the last 10 years.
Yep.
So, opinions.
Just because it's not on your radar doesn't mean it's not happening.
Well,
Exactly said that.
Our manager told us like, yo, this guy's like talked shit on us, and then in another video that came out like a month ago, he's like, yo, like Dying Wish is like they're bringing back the new, like the old, like with the new, and just like
Is this guy who, like, I think I know who you're talking about.
He apparently was like talking like mad shit earlier, but now it's just like kind of like, oh, these guys are actually like bringing it back, and it's cool.
So it was a little fishy.
It's kind of like people are now. It's kind of like now the thing where hip hop artists are making death metal style shirts.
Right.
They're seeing the huge fan base, like, and now gonna take advantage.
Yeah, it's
of
just like cool now.
Commercialized.
My little brother, he's like into hip hop, and like I swear one day I was like at home and he had like a metal logo looking T-shirt on. I was like, "What band is that?" He's like, "It's not a band, it's a rapper." I'm like, "Oh, all right, my bad."
Which I respect. I have some country music people that I'm friends with, and they love metal, and they've made styles for it because they know they have some rock and metal fans. They're like, "Fuck yeah, I will rock the fuck out of that." Because you used to listen to it.
Yeah.
I think that hip hop is attracting a different crowd of people who are attracted to the same kind of violence that happens in metal and hardcore music, but doesn't necessarily have the community. And I think that's where the disconnect is. Those people don't know each other when they go into the room.
Yeah.
They're just all there with the intention of fucking shit up. And it's very different when you come from hardcore and metal because it's a community based around it, and it just like has a lot more of a good vibe.
Yeah. You can go anywhere across the world. Like I'm going to Copenhagen in a couple months, and it's like there's people I already know that I'm like, you can go across oceans. You know a band, I know a band. Holy shit, we're best buddies now.
Yep.
Yeah. Community.
You're in the pit together, like best friends for life.
Well, kind of going back in the COVID-19, you had back in 2018 when you guys released that little split album, and then 2021, you had a big time gap. What happened? Obviously COVID. So, but what else happened during that time when you guys are kind of recollecting and doing things?
COVID. I think we did Enemies and a Name with just like 2 songs that were out.
Yeah.
Was an 8 out?
And 8 was when we announced the record label signing.
Yeah,
it was like right at the beginning.
I think we were planning on putting out an EP.
Yes.
And then what had happened was we got picked up by Sharp Tone, and then we ended up putting out a record.
Yeah.
So we took more time.
So we already had
NA
NA like ready to go.
Yeah,
we were
we
like
had a
filming
few
the
songs.
filming the music video for it like during the pandemic, and that came out when we were in the studio
Yes.
writing
That's
for
right.
our record.
Yes.
So we're like currently writing the record.
And then
in July or something like that, of 2021.
yeah, so we ended tracking the record in the middle of September of 2020, and then the record came out in October of 2021.
So we sat on it
So
for a year.
we just very tactfully sat on it, waited for the right mix to come through.
So it was ready for a good while.
It
right?
was, but-
we were just kind of
You're keeping it in the easy bake oven. Like, hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wanted
I
to
mean,
be
timing's
able to-
everything. You know, like it came out when we were able to tour again.
Yep.
So it was like pretty, just like timing.
Kismet.
Yeah.
It was kismet.
And it's gotten the stream. I think most of the songs on that are, I think there's maybe 2 from like singles wise you had released before. But everything else is on your top songs for Spotify. it's coming out big hits.
Yeah, people are liking it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What I really appreciate about it is like there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm noticing a common trend right now with metal, death metal, metalcore, power metal. Everyone's doing power chords, catchy breakdowns, which is great, it's awesome, but no one's throwing technical riffs in there.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate the riffage.
Gotta hand it to you, Sam.
I appreciate it. As growing up in the early 2000s, that drop C tuning and stuff where you hear those mids coming through, fucking run.
Yeah.
So is that what you guys are in, drop C? Or is it
Drop
like,
C.
yeah, I guess
Yep.
so.
Yep.
Figured, I was like, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The kill switch tuning.
fuck yes. Because like those early 2000s metalcore sounds are just like, it cuts through everything in the mix and it sounds great because you can hear it. And Randy, who you guys produced, mastered it, you guys heard you guys amazingly because that's another thing. with metal
He also like
knows.
got it. He like
knows.
knew exactly what
He
we
knows.
wanted.
Yeah.
It was like him and Sam were like the two like.
Oh my god, me and Randy working together, like I think we pumped out like 5 songs in the first 3 days or
Damn.
something like that.
Yeah.
So how'd you guys connect with Randy? When was the meetup for that to start recording Fragments?
Tom,
Our
I think,
manager,
Tom
our
and
manager plays in a
Always.
band with Randy called Trade Winds, really good band.
So good.
And he was just like, hey, like, I think this is your guy that you should do this album with, and we're all like, let's go. That was it.
Yeah.
Then we met him the day we flew in there. We met him, and then we just got to
And
it.
then first day we started working on it.
Yeah. Hit it off perfectly.
That's the
Okay.
best case scenario. It's you never want to have the nightmare where you just do not connect and there's that whole like, I want to do it this way, but we want this way. Well, we're gonna do it this way.
Yeah.
I think something that also helps is we're just open to like criticisms and like whatever he had to say. Like we were down to try it.
Yeah.
Anything goes.
Right.
You know?
Like Severing the Senses, that song probably wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Randy.
That's true.
Because he's like, you guys don't have a song in this key. Like,
Yep.
like let's do something like this. And like that's not something that we would have probably like come up with on our own. I don't think.
The common phrase was, "We try things here."
That
Try it,
was-
see what it sounds like. If it doesn't sound
We
good,
get weird in here.
Yeah.
How about a cowbell?
In your ears.
Well, then, how long was the total recording process, timing-wise, from start to finish?
5
5
weeks.
weeks.
5 weeks.
To the
Holy fuck, no. That's so quick.
We worked until the last day.
Literally,
Yeah.
I finished the last song on drums the last day, where we flew the next day home.
Yeah.
Like the next day we flew home, we finished the night before, like everything.
5
Bands who
weeks.
take too long, 5 weeks. Okay.
Yep.
I thought that 5 weeks was a long time.
I thought it was
It
too.
felt like a long time.
I think none of us had any expectation. Like we went into it like blind and didn't know what to expect at all. Like
Well, because you hear bands that take a long time to do a couple songs and they go back and do it, or they'll switch producers and try different. Like that's just too much.
Yeah.
You guys, it sounds like it is a long time when you're there, but like 5 weeks to put out an album, a great album, that's freaking.
And we've talked about it, like, with how little experience we really had going into writing the first record, coupled with everything that we learned then and what we've learned on tour, like, we're really excited to see what a second LP could look like, because we're just, like, ready to fucking attack it and blow it out of the water.
Are you guys gonna stay on the like album space, or are you guys gonna do an EP? Do you think you might do that? Because you never really technically did an EP, but you broke the mold.
Yes.
You technically broke the mold.
It's true.
we have plans.
Like, we're gonna
Undetermined.
Undetermined.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Well, it's something I guess goes throwing back into. A lot of people don't know because you don't have his name on there. You have Brian Garris from Knock Loose,
Right.
Enemies in Red.
Yep.
How long
Right?
has that friendship been? Because you guys did a single with him before. Well, released it as a single first, then re-recorded it.
Yeah, so that actually started because we had played a show with them right when we were, like, freshly new in Portland. Met them, they were all super nice, and then, you know, we kind of had, like, this casual friendship. Brian hit me up to be on A Different Shade of Blue to do a feature on his Serpent's Touch.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then we just kind of had this idea of, wouldn't it be cool if we had him on a song, because we wrote Enemies and we were thinking about a feature, and it just worked out perfectly. And so over the years, you know, that relationship has developed between the bands.
But you guys are seeing him tomorrow night. I'm seeing him
Yeah.
Friday. It's a sick tour with Kublai Khan.
Can't wait.
Also the boys.
Dude, that new EP is so
So
fucking good.
Randy Love.
Randy.
Dude, that intro, for Swan Song, it's just like, man, holy fuck. I'm angry for the women.
Yeah.
But still, it's funny like how this whole tour came up with Blue Cord Orange. Like I was listening to it, I'm like, damn, you know what'd be great? Knock Loose, Code Orange, Dying Wish, Risky Razor. And half of that happened. Hey, Metal Mosh Pit Tour a year part 2 next year. Same.
Put it up.
Absolutely.
Someone might die, but it's okay.
I love all those
Waivers.
bits.
Yeah,
I love all those bits.
Yeah.
Well, this is still like the Mosh Pit Tour of the year. Like Megadeth has the Metal Tour of the year-ish, you know. This is the Mosh Pit Tour of the year. That's what it is.
Lots
It's the
of
Mosh
circle
department.
pits.
Circle pits.
Circle pits. Bringing those back.
Yes.
Bringing those back to hardcore.
So now that's going into more just a creative thing and understanding and whatnot. As a female vocalist, you're part of this new pioneer of female, you know, you're an inspiration now for new female metalheads. Now, how does it feel to be a female frontman?
You know, I never expected that. I guess I kind of just, you know, have always wanted to be in a band. I guess I hadn't really seen a lot of people my age doing it, especially in the hardcore scene. I have a friend, Jess, who sings in a band called Mortality Rate. She definitely inspired me, but besides that, there wasn't a lot of it going on. And I think it's just starting to be normalized a lot more, but I never really expected to be like somebody's idol or somebody that people look up to. So it's a lot of pressure, but just like everyone else in the band, you know, I'm just here to make music and have fun and make an impact in one way or another.
And it's amazing. It's kind of weird. First, back in the early 2000s, you had Kitty, Arch Enemy, which is still fucking kicking around.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy how Arch Enemy, Alyssa, their manager, or the original singer is their manager now.
Right.
Yeah. Small world. She stepped down to let Alyssa come in, and she's managing them.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's wild.
But it's not like, at first it was glamorized, you know, the Paramore, the pop punk stuff now, but now you're seeing female-fronted metal bands throwing down and starting mosh pits.
Right.
Ginger. Like these bands are out there. It's freaking amazing to see. And it's like, I'm having my top bands on there. I'm like, yo, you need to check this band. And like, what? It's a female lead singer? I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be fucking slapping hard.
Yeah. I mean, I think I don't think that it's like it should be considered special. And I know that a lot of people like do see it as something special, but like the conversation we've had as a band is like, you know, try to normalize it without, you know, using the words like female fronted, but also not like there's like a group of people that get upset over it. And so there's like a balance between having conversations where like, hey, we don't really call ourselves female fronted because like that's not the band. You know, like we're here to tour with other metal bands at our caliber, whether or not they have women in them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we try to just like stay away from the language a little bit because like as a group, it doesn't really reflect who we are musically, I guess.
Yeah, you're a metal band.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So now going into, I guess, I'm a guitar guy, love it. I'm curious what you guys are doing for Rig Rise. Like, are you guys going straight digital or are you going old school analog?
Old school.
Fuck yes. Old school. You're getting a little chub on?
Yeah. Mostly just digital hurts my brain and understanding all that stuff. It's like, I just want to plug into a crazy overdrive and into my amp.
All right, so what are you guys using? What's your rig?
I think ours are relatively similar. I run a Mesa Direct from like 97 into a Marshall cab. And then I have my main gain all the way up on the Mesa. ST9 Pro Plus from Maxon is like my main source of gain, or not my main source, but kind of like adds a little bit more to it, and then a swollen pickle just to make it a little bit more fuzzy.
Yeah, you guys have that nice big French tone in there. It's so nice.
Yeah, I mean, I have the EVH 5153, always on the red channel, and an orange cab with V30s, and then we use the same Maxon Pro ST9, and then the Swan Pickle. But I'm just now keeping the Swan Pickle on the whole time, just to see if I like it more.
Yeah.
And I definitely, I can hear it.
Yeah.
Have you guys messed around live before going like with Kemper or some other amp bottler to try it, or are you just always done ear pushing?
Yeah.
Push it.
Yeah. It just feels better. You know, you can if you see something a little off, you can turn the knob a little bit, and you're good, rather than going back to a preset.
Yeah.
all that stuff.
What about you, Andrew, for the bass man? Slap at a bass. What do you
I've
do?
got a B7K Dark Glass pedal. That's probably most of the game, and then I run it through a Dark Glass Microtubes 500. I keep that on the vintage setting. It's like nice and warm. But yeah, it's pretty much just that. And then I've got a noise gate because otherwise it's like way too.
Yeah. It's interesting with some of the amps with like the vintage setting because I have an old Mesa, and it has a vintage switch, and I love it. But it sucks that I have to keep going. If I want to switch it, I gotta go back to the switch. They should have fucking had it on the fucking board. Put it on the foot switch, dude. Seriously. So I don't have to keep going back. So what's your guys' opinion on digital?
I can't knock it. I haven't like really tried it. I would be open to it, but like it just hurts my brain. I always feel like
It's
there's
fair.
something a little bit lacking with it compared to a tube amp.
Yeah, it's understandable.
So it's just
Pros and cons, it's easy to plug and play, go straight to the house.
Exactly.
You don't have to worry about too much of a sound check.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you do feel the juice coming out from when you hit that nice spot when you're like, fuck yeah, here we
I
go.
love juice.
Jeff is also the only one on in-ears right now, so
Yeah.
I feel like
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you guys aren't doing in-ears either.
no,
Fuck
we all
yeah.
use monitors.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
okay. Your ears will be blowing up. It's okay. It's worth it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Right.
That's funny. People don't realize though. Also in in-ears, 90% of the bands now are using in-ears. There's nothing against it. Protects your ears, but they don't realize when the sound goes out the monitors or the PAs, and they're still playing and they have in-ears, it's because the band can hear each other.
Mhm.
They don't realize it's going out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Fun
Yeah.
fact people don't know.
Yep.
You guys think you're gonna go over to in-ears?
Probably.
Yeah, I would love to personally.
There's just certain songs that start with me.
Yeah.
Certain songs that start with Jeff. Certain songs that start
Yeah.
with him.
Because this comes down to where we have to adjust your level so you can all hear each other appropriately. Because I know you can understand the cues that you guys are gonna
And right now all the pressure's on Jeff. So it's
Hey,
he's got it.
No,
coming straight out of the pandemic when we went on with Motionless in White, which
Yeah.
was like the biggest tour we've ever done.
Yeah,
and that was
first
the
tour,
first
like,
time
10
we
years
started using in-ears, and it was a lot of
I was
pressure.
supposed to go to that show because I was going to Louder Than Life, and you guys were playing in Nashville the day I fucking landed, and of course my flight was delayed, and I was gonna go straight there because it wasn't even sold out, and you guys were the first band opening. I'm like, fuck, I missed it.
Yeah.
It was a lot of pressure at first, but I feel like I've gotten it by now.
Which, hey, Danny, hey, right here.
Louder Than Life.
Saying, you guys want a real mosh pit. So I guess you make it quick and go into a quick award. This is the first time you guys have all really been together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did
Yeah.
Dying Wish come alive? Those three.
Us three right
So we
here.
had a really, really shitty band prior.
Whoa.
I would say
We've known each other since
Okay.
middle school.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
That's
went
the
to,
inception.
we all lived within like literally like 2 miles of each other,
Yeah.
and like we went to middle school together. I got into heavy music because of him.
I was that weird kid on MySpace.
I got into like straight
Yeah.
edge and like hardcore and like deathcore and all that shit.
looking up like, oh, who's this German band that does crazy pick squeals and breakdowns?
Dude, that's how I found you back in the day.
Yeah.
Like us three went to school, middle school and high school together, and then
We played in our first band when we were in our early 20s, which is crazy to think about. But
Because now you guys are in your late 20s now, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
like 18, 19.
Yeah.
My birthday's in 5 days.
Yeah. Sam's birthday's in 5 days.
but yeah, we played in our first band, so it sucked, and then we decided to adjust,
Regroup. It's a
rebrand.
rebranding.
Sam joined the band.
Rip it down to the studs. And rebuild.
Yeah, so the first demo we did, it was just the four of us with Sam.
We met Sam the first time at a house show with Creeping Death.
Oh,
Dude.
yeah.
And we were like, hey, you want to be in our band? He's like,
Sure. Yeah.
that's how it happened. Like, you want to be in our band? Sure.
And then we met him at a show because he was taking photos of us. And he DM'd me the photos, and I was like, hey, do you know anyone that wants to play bass? And it was really the first person I had even approached. And then he came to practice, and yeah, it's
Everyone just matched.
yeah.
Dude, Cinderella story.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Honestly. Did you know bass before prior? Were you already practicing?
Yeah. I had played in a band, and then, but it was like a rock band.
Yeah.
And then I had like started a hardcore band, and I was actually talking to Emma about like booking my new bands.
Yeah.
And then and then I was like, I'm just gonna do this. And then that band broke up.
because there's been stories of like bassists that never play bass. Like, oh yeah, I want to be in a band. And they say they play bass and they just learn it. Like that's how Kitty happened. That's how they got their bassist. She just like figured it out.
Wow. Respect.
So that's really awesome. Dude, best friends and then founding people. That's the best way to do it.
Baker's my cousin in school.
Oh yeah, that was the craziest day. We realized that like one of our best friends growing up was like his cousin. Like it was weird.
Portland's small.
It's a very small place, yeah.
Well, that's like a great segue. Then what's the metal scene in Portland like? There's not a lot to talk about it. It's kind of like sticking in its little area.
There's a lot of really good local death metal. Like there's a band called Vitriol from Portland that's really good. Petrification. Disembowel is like a maggot stomp band. So there's like really good death metal. There's I think like a progressive metal scene going, but that's like not really my genre. But it's definitely very cliquey, I believe, as far as like the different kinds of metal goes, and has it really come together so much. There's not really a whole lot of bands doing what we're doing from Portland. Some smaller hardcore bands for sure, but yeah.
Well, it seems like you got a huge hometown crowd from your hometown show you guys did. It was a big show up.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
That was like so many different flicks, like so many different crops of people at the same show. I'm just like, this is gonna be interesting.
I think that was the moment we were all kind of like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
We're talking about the record release or like hometown show.
Both of them.
Both, yeah.
The last 2 times we played Portland have been crazy. Because I feel like, we didn't. I feel like everyone in Portland, like personally, that likes our band is like a friend or like we know them.
Yeah.
But to see like people fill like a room and like chant our name, I'm just like, dude, like how do you know who we are? It's weird. It's
definitely a trip.
It's
People-
cool as fuck though.
People up front singing along that I've never seen before,
Yeah.
like stuff like that. In your own hometown is just like crazy.
Welcome to be rock stars.
It's
Or part-time rock stars.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, still, huge congratulations. You guys you've shown the way of like you can still do it. It's going to be a grind. It's not an easy thing to do, but if you grind it and you believe in it, because you guys clearly have the passion to be a fucking band.
Thank you.
And you love it.
We
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're.
Absolutely. This is it.
This is it.
This is the
I
moment.
have no other skills.
Say.
Well, band's over tomorrow. Only fans. Hopefully we'll go through it.
Hopefully.
This quick, we'll finish it up and whatnot. What's coming up next for the pipeline? You got Limp Bizkit tour just announced. Fucking OGs.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So that's on like the same tour as this.
Yeah, coming up to it. Yeah.
So this ends in Boston, like early May, and then we're doing some routing shows, like a couple shows with Higher Power.
This tour, right? You guys are not stopping. This part of your guys' 2 months, like non-stop tour.
Yeah, we're routing a few dates with Higher Power from Leeds. And
Yeah,
then
saw that.
doing some headline shows, and then
Furnace Fest. Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's in
sorry.
September.
Yeah,
sorry.
for festivals coming up.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Blue Ridge Rock Festival will be there too. So.
Oh, you guys want to be at Blue Ridge?
Yeah.
I'll be there, man.
We are very busy this year.
Yeah.
Very busy.
Hey, that's the best case scenario to happen. You know, fresh without release, then you're going straight to festivals and tours. Huge tours and big festivals, huge fest. Well, what's the next to come up besides the tours? Is there? I know you guys may not be able to talk about it. Is there new singles? Something planning on releasing? Is there a tentative date? Maybe. No.
But new stuff for sure.
Yeah, plans.
New stuff for sure.
I think everyone will like it.
Yeah.
All the old heads will like it too.
All right. Well, I guess it's always fun to ask. What are you guys listening to while you're driving? What's on your playlist right now? Stop playing. It's always good to know.
I love 90s love music.
That's right.
And so like Selena,
Bro, that better be your guys' walkout song. Just do sleep.
Sade, like just soft shit.
I listen to a lot of pop. Pop or like throwback rock. Like Lifehouse and like
Yeah.
Beatles. I'll listen to like K-pop on like the late night drives when like everyone's sleeping. I'll put on K-pop Tania, like the new Charlie XCX. I was listening to that a lot too. So.
I usually listen to John Mayer. Like John Mayer is like that's like if I'm driving like late nights or like listen to something more calm like that. But even if I like doing more day drives, and even when I'm doing day drives, I listen to like new death metal shit. Like, I don't really care like new playing metal music. I'll listen to metal like all the time. So
Hey, no, I just saw John Mayer a couple weeks ago on the farm.
greatest time of my life. Greatest time of my life.
I just went because there were free tickets. I'm like, all right, I'll go. Yeah. It was so cool. I respect him. Respect the guy.
Yeah.
Dude can play the shit out of
Fuck
guitar.
yeah, he can. He can make love to a guitar better than me.
Exactly.
Gabe makes the joke about how I listen to the same things over and over again, which I do. So lots of Casey Musgraves. I have been listening to the new Gridiron record, the new, I don't know, I've been listening to a lot of Doja Cat. You know, I mix it up and listen to a lot of different things, but I tend to listen to the same records over and over and over again. Better Off, Citizen. Yes.
Same four?
Same four. Honestly, everyone dreads when I get behind the wheel and puts in their AirPods for sure. He's nodding.
So mine's either singer-songwriter, very soft stuff like Snail Mail, love her, Soccer Mommy, and then it's the flip side. It's like straight like gutter rap, like little Durk, King Von, like you know.
Dude, when we're like
Meek Mill
when we're done loading in and like there's lines out the door, he's just like by our trailer, like just lifting kettlebells, like listening to the craziest rap, and people are just like watching.
I have a recommendation that you will fucking love. And you'll probably blast it every time in the morning to wake everybody up.
Let's go.
Look up Hank Trill.
I think I've heard that. Hank Trill?
King of the Hill meets rap.
Whoa.
Literally.
We love weird shit like that.
Yeah.
Hank Trill.
All right.
I mean, they got a song called Propane is Money.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
You guys are going to regret it. Well, thank you guys so much. It's awesome to get you guys all here because I didn't know who was going to be showing up. We were like, all right, cool, maybe two, but we got everybody.
We got the game.
The first time this was really fun, you guys.
Keep it going.
Yeah. I thought it was a little E40 thing. I was like, oh shit, Emma keeps everyone in the back, and she's like, all right, you can come out maybe.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I do a majority of the press, but I don't think that everyone in the band really likes doing it that much. But this is fun because, you know, we're all sitting in the same room.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I look forward to catching the show. We're still halfway through the tour. This is going to be dropping like following week, but by then you'll still have plenty of dates. Have it all linked about. I've been posting the link before. Get the tickets for Limp Bizkit as well. All the festivals, Ernest Fest, everything. Did you guys announce it European?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you
that
guys
was
going
a
to...
long time ago.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Lionheart and Terror.
In October.
Yep.
But still, you guys are making it over across the pond, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then the Throw Fest.
Yeah. They're gonna be all offended. What the fuck, dude? Well, thank you guys so much. All right, so please blast the music more, get tickets, buy the merch, support them every way you can. If they have OnlyFans, I'll link it in there as well. Hey, a band's OnlyFans account, dude. You guys can get.
This was my feet.
In Crocs.
In Crocs.
No socks.
And licking guitars and picks. Thank you guys so much. Always.
Thank you.
Forwards out. Peace.